And welcome back to another episode of the Fake Friends podcast. We are back. It's been a while. You know who it is. JD Skip. What's going on? First and foremost, how we doing?
We're doing good, man.
Yep.
Doing real good. Spring is here. Spring is all the way here. Summer's right around the corner.
I feel like every time I ask you that, it always sounds like you just rolled out of bed no matter what time of day it is.
Yeah, that's how I'm living these days.
Yep. Well, we out here just trying to, so we don't get fined, just making music.
Here's so I don't get fined.
Here so we don't get fined. We do have music on all streaming platforms. You want to check that out. Search the name Fake Friends. You'll find musical greatness. Support, slap, share.
All kinds.
Yeah, man, just trying to be consistently persistent, which is a great attitude to have, right?
I think so.
Yeah. With anything you do, persistence always wins,
Always.
You want to steal some girl's heart, she could hate you, but if you keep annoying you, she'll probably fall in love with you.
It might work out in your favor.
It might work out in your favor.
That's the only way you persevere is with a little bit of persistence.
That's right. Yep. And that's why I was persistently just trying to figure out how to properly wire OBS so we can really get these podcast episodes, doing some cool things that we could do live session breakdowns that we talked about. Really make that happen because it can send the signal from Ableton to the output audio, which is crazy. So that could be a lot of fun. We can do a lot of cool stuff with that. Need to make that happen. So that's what I've been working on. And other than that, the typical following the sports, trying to evade the bullshit in the world, all the idiots. But I've been
who's playing today? We got NBA basketball playoffs. Who we got today?
We do have NBA playoffs today. I will say, as you're looking that up, I did see the play where Draymond got ejected, and his reaction was perfect because
come on,
dude,
come on.
There was no foul intent for that play.
He tried to stop from pulling him back. He tried to catch the guy.
Tried catching him, dude. Just unbelievable, dude. The NBA, man. I was watching highlights.
Go ahead. I
was watching highlights from I think it was Celtics Pistons, dude, and they're just showing how chippy it was between Bird and some of the other players, dude. And they were literally just throwing elbows, shoving each other, Bird threw the ball at someone. If he did that today, dude,
good luck.
Dude, he'd be called like a thug, dude.
Good luck.
Yeah, they would just destroy him. So the NBA, I mean, I know the malice at the palace, dog. Oh,
the reason that was so absurd is because that didn't it could have just been a flagrant foul. To make it a flagrant 2 and kick him out the game was like a pure judgment call. There's no guidelines.
Yeah, it was.
You know
bullshit.
what I mean? That was just bullshit because it was it was just clear, unnecessary, I guess.
It was. Yeah, no, you watch that play, you can totally tell in his mind he wasn't going up trying to make a play to hurt someone, and that's what a flagrant 2 is supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's not like the NBA these days. Just basically we've talked about on the phone. Oh, do we like this guy? No, we don't. All right, see ya. Oh, we got a call from Adam Silver. We need to keep this series close. Cool. We're going to fucking start doing phantom fouls. That's literally the NBA. And it's pathetic because everyone knows it. I'm sure the players even know it too.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's actually pretty sad, man. I think it's just pretty sad because I think, a player like Draymond too also just kind of gets a rap for being a dirty player, but I really don't think he's a dirty player. I don't think he's ever been a dirty player.
No, he's an emotional player.
It's weird. It's weird because Patrick Beverley gets praised for his style of play, and
he's a dirty player.
I was about to say, tell me how you differentiate between Beverly's style of aggression, effort on the defensive side of the ball, and Draymond's effort where something incidental like that, it's unfortunate.
It is
unfortunate because shit like that affects the game. As we all know, it affected the run back in what year did the Cavs win? It affected that final series. It could have affected this one in a sense. It's also in hindsight. If the Warriors lose that game, probably looking at it oh, that's because Draymond got kicked out the game, and then But you never know,
Yeah, I mean, Draymond Green has always been consistent, the same player since he came into the league. Plays hard.
Yeah.
He's emotional, and he has success. I mean, not saying Patrick Beverley isn't good, but I mean, Draymond Green has won championships and has been on hated teams.
Yep.
So, you know, it reminds me a lot of like Rasheed Wallace, although Rasheed Wallace used to do a lot more dirtier shit. But it's just like Rasheed Wallace raised his eyebrow. It was like technical foul. You know what I mean? It's just
it's true.
They just, the refs, once you're in their fucking doghouse, dude, forget about it. You just,
because they're looking for it, dude.
They're looking for it. They're trying to be like, oh, Draymond, he didn't have his jersey tucked in. I'm going to teach him a lesson. Technical foul.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately.
But some good second round matchups, man. You know, Celtics, Bucks. We'll see how that plays out. I know the Celtics swept the Nets, which was really impressive. They dropped game one. I didn't catch much of that game. I was busy. So
I didn't catch much of it either.
No, they lost.
Be interesting to see today. Mavericks and Suns should be a fun series. I got the Suns still winning that. I think the Suns deeper. Heat should win that series, especially if Joel Embiid is out. But
yeah,
even if he wasn't out, I still think Heat might win that series. Heat played team basketball, defensive side too. And I wanted to actually touch on the fact that Minnesota lost. I was talking to my brother about this a little bit. Karl Anthony Towns is not who he says he is, not who he presents himself to be. The guy that I just think I think it's all a facade. The emotion that he shows, the clapping the hands, the faces, the aggression, it's all momentary in certain moments. It's not always there. And if you watch that last game against the Grizzlies, he lost. I won't say he lost that game, but he's 7 feet. He pulled up from half court to shoot a three when they were down like 6. Like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, that's not you. That's not who you are.
He's always rubbed off on me as someone that is weak and tries to appear strong.
Yeah, that's just how he really comes across.
It doesn't look like he wants to be considered.
Doesn't look authentic.
But yeah, it's
not authentic.
Not a warrior. He's not a dog. Yeah. Kevin Garnett, if he matched up against him, would just eat him alive.
Now, what's sad is apparently like there was some like mentorship there, but I don't know how long that lasted. KG got
KG was probably like, wow, this kid fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, but I said that because I think the guy who did tell him he sucks to his face, Jimmy Butler, leads that Heat team with a certain attitude, and he got guys like Lowry, Tucker, some dogs on that Heat team, man. That it wouldn't surprise me if they made it back to the finals out the East.
Which, you know, would
not surprise me.
Which doesn't get. I honestly feel like this doesn't get brought up enough in the NBA circles from like when they're always pumping their favorite fucking players on TV. They don't talk about how Eric Spoelstra is probably one of the best coaches in the NBA. He survived the LeBron era. He never got shit from LeBron. I know there might have been heat at sometimes, but for the most part, you never. What LeBron has done to all of his coaches didn't do to Spoelstra. When those players left, they rebuilt and they've had winning years and made it to a finals. So it's like, that dude can coach. He's true. And I just feel like he don't get enough limelight for it,
Very true.
And they don't have any superstar players on their team. Not saying guys like Jimmy Butler aren't fucking spectacular, but, when you hear his name, you don't think of him compared to like Steph Curry. But,
Yeah, because, when you think about it, too, it's not – people might seem like it's easy as a coach when you got LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh on your team, Ray Allen, but you got to manage a lot.
And you basically told Chris Bosh, who was dominating the mid-range his whole career in Toronto, you basically were like, yeah, you're not doing that here. And you had to convince him to do that. And, it works both ways, but the fact that he was able to get a superstar like Bosh to buy into what they were trying to do to win, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had some down years, but now look at them. They were in the finals in 2020, was it? In the bubble?
Yeah, they played against the Lakers, right?
And they've been in position to compete and to play in the postseason the past 3 years. So you're right. You've always said that too. I do think he is one of the premier head coaches in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking about LeBron, I do think people will forget about his history with destroying coaching and relationships and being a team ruiner. I really do think people, when they look back on his legacy, I don't think that'll be his legacy. People forget about a lot of shit. They'll probably just remember him for winning the championship in Cleveland and had his cute little run. That's pretty much what they'll probably remember.
That is what will stick out.
But I will say, it's kind of wild how this dude really just goes places and ruins teams. I mean, if you look at their roster, there's no excuse for why they should be losing. He's just kind of like, well, it ain't my fault.
It's the LeBron show.
It's the LeBron show, man. If I was a player and LeBron James came to our team, I'd be like, dude, fucking trade me. They'd be like, dude, you're like the 11th player. I'd be like, fucking trade me. Yeah. Fucking trade me. Trade me to Europe. I don't give a fuck. Get me off this team. I don't want to be on the
well, you know, of course it's all on his. It really does like shine a light on him. But take this team that he's on right now. Anthony Davis, who like is Mr. Glass and never plays. Russell Westbrook, who is towards the end of his prime, obviously. What do you expect?
A better effort.
Now, see, I don't disagree, but whose job is it? Whose job is it?
Coach.
Exactly. That is coaching. When you have those, I remember it was just on TNT the other night where they was talking about, I think they was talking about Doc Rivers, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith were going back and forth with Shaq about how much coaching matters, and Shaq's like, coaching don't matter. Like, give me the ball, I go out, I get mine, we win. I don't do what I do what we're supposed to do, we lose. Coaching ain't got nothing to do with that. This is like Shaq saying something like that. I didn't quote him, but Kenny and Chuck was just like, coaching matters when it comes down to winning, like at the ultimate level. Like if you want to win championships, coaching matters. It's not just players. And my thing is that, yeah, you have these 4 great players on the Lakers. You don't just win because they're on the team. Like you have to have a coach that assists in that. And a lot of like, I think LeBron does get the bad rap for like being the reason coaches lose their job. But I will say it seems like when changes have been made at the coaching position, then his team that he's on succeeds. And like the situation they're in right now with that roster, clearly they need a new coach. That would be my starting point.
Yeah. But I mean, even still, I just think it's the way, even though it can be completely different, his teammates know how he feels, but it just seems like the way he reacts to his teammates through the media when he's in interviews, I don't know, it just seems like he doesn't always take full accountability. And I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say he needs to do shit to appease me, but it's just interesting. I'm just observing because coaches, no matter what sport, no matter how great you are, Shaq's not wrong for saying, hey, if I'm doing me, we're going to win. Like, I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, when Shaq's doing him, he doesn't have time to analyze the X's and O's and seeing what's going on from a macro standpoint, particularly all the time. So when you have someone on the sideline who can analyze the game, like, yo, this team's doing this and they're going to do this. And since you're locked in the zone of just doing you and you might not be able to think like that, that's why you need a coach. Like Shaq,
that's the coach's job. And I just think that is in height, like that's enhanced when you have. Like,
yes, Shaq's right. He doesn't need a coach to tell him how to be great.
But yeah, he doesn't.
In order to make a team
good,
you need a coach.
You need a good coach.
Right.
Especially at the highest level, because it's not a matter of my players are better than yours. You're in the NBA. Everybody can ball. Everybody can ball. And so it's not just that, you know, I just thought that was interesting. Also LA, and in LeBron's situation, it's also LA and it's Hollywood. There's a lot of hoopla around all of that good stuff. And I think we're in a time where, like, you know, you hear athletes speak more than you ever did before. And so everything is always overanalyzed. They can answer a question one wrong way and people are like,
oh yeah, that's,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's just because, especially you have people in journalism. It's not even journalism.
It's not even journalism. And if I was an athlete, I would lean into that shit. I would lean into it. Like, yeah, like, go ahead, think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't like the coach, or yeah, we need, you know, stuff. I would lean into it because they don't know. Would you say media is going to media?
Media is going to media, dude. It's so freaking true, man. So true. And yeah, LeBron, I don't know, man. It's like he's so good. He's still so good, and he's old.
Yeah.
He still has years left in the league, but it's just,
Too good.
I mean, I will say this. What he doesn't call for, now we don't know this, but I'm going to go on a huge freaking limb and assume that he does not ask to have all this attention. ESPN, because of their fucking balls deep deal with other things in the world and the NBA, they are all about LeBron. And they don't
Absolutely.
it doesn't have to be the LeBron show for the NBA. They can shine the light somewhere else. A lot of young players deserve the limelight just as much as LeBron gets. So, I mean,
yeah, but obviously he's your most popular player.
But still, it's just like, it is interesting. He also has short contracts. He makes a comment like, "Oh, I'd like to play with Steph Curry." The whole world freaks out. And I honestly, at this point, he's moved so many times. He might as well just keep moving and say, "Fuck it."
I'm telling you. Look, so
might as well.
So here's this is a long shot. This is about as big as a gamble that I got on SHIB. I think his son lotto pick goes to Sacramento. They're going to be in the lotto. LeBron's coming to Sac to play with his son, and I got season tickets. So I'm betting the bank on Kings getting LeBron and Bronny James Jr. and him suiting up in Sacramento. And franchise hasn't been good since like
Vladdy Divac.
Yeah, like when they were losing to the Lakers.
Chris Webber.
When they were losing to the Lakers. Yeah. Where else do you go, LeBron? Do you leave Southern California? You don't go to the Clippers. Do you go back to the Eastern Conference?
Nope.
Do you go to the Northwest? You go to Portland? You're not coming to war. You're not coming to Golden State.
He either stays in LA or he goes to play wherever his son is. Wherever his son gets drafted to, that's where he's going.
And that's why I'm just banking on the Kings getting a lottery pick and taking LeBron James Jr. Yep. Because it very possible. We'll see next summer. We'll see. I think that's when he's draft eligible. He might not even be a prospect, honestly. My brother didn't even think he's that good.
He's not.
But if you're trying to tell me that you're an NBA team and you're not taking the son of LeBron James Jr., package deal.
I love how I confidently just said he's not. I never seen him play once. I have no clue. Kid could be nasty, but I'm just going to assume. Just my instincts right there, like my Jedi instincts, knew that he just wasn't good. Because LeBron's so good, there's no way his son could be that good.
There's no way his son can be, yeah.
Like the other way around. It's like if the dad was an above average player, then it's like, okay, son could be a superstar. But
son might be pretty good.
Superstar, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't work like that.
That's true.
Pendulum's got to swing.
This is true.
Pendulum's got to swing.
True. I mean, really think about it too. Name like a star athlete that's got a star son outside of Vladimir.
Yeah, but here's the thing. As good as Vlad was, and I know he's a Hall of Famer, so I know I'm going to sound crazy saying this, Vladdy Jr. is going to be arguably one of the best hitters of all time.
No, that's what I mean, though. I'm saying, like, Vladimir Guerrero is good, and his son is going to be better.
But I know
Name another one. Name another one where the senior was just as good. Like you said, because I think you're right. It's like usually the senior is average or barely, and then
or above average. Just say above average.
Above average, and the offspring is a lot better. Bobby Bonds, Griffey Senior, Biggio. Biggio. Like, I don't know about Biggio yet.
No. What I mean is though, like the dad's better than the son.
Yeah.
The son, yeah.
Yeah.
Clemens is better than all his sons.
Bellinger's
better than his dad.
Yeah,
you don't have it both ways.
And I think it's even harder in basketball. I mean, like Michael Jordan has two kids, neither one of them sniffed. Like you're like, that's the greatest of all time.
It's like, man, where'd those genes go? Fuck MJ.
Yeah.
That's also cool too. I think it's actually kind of cool that, especially someone like Michael Jordan, it's like, dude, you're the greatest of all time. Your kids didn't.
Could you imagine?
That's actually kind of cool, though, if you think about it. Like,
and could you imagine being Michael Jordan's son and going to play like in the NBA? Like, you have to do everything your dad did, right?
That's cool too. But like, it's also.
I'm saying, isn't it cooler that they didn't? Because if you did, they'd have to do everything their dad did.
Oh my God.
Or it'd be like the measuring stick wouldn't even be comparable.
It'd be stupid. So much pressure.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be fun.
Yeah. Oh, the expectations would be absolutely insane. So it's probably best they didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go start a business and like print T-shirts and then turn that into like a fucking high-end fashion line or something.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I wouldn't pick up a basketball if my dad was Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, like you can't. You already lost. That's what I'm saying. Like,
take one jump into the party. Like, if Michael Jordan's son, like, dude, you should miss a 10-foot shot. He fucking sacks.
You already lost. You can't compete with that. There's no competing with that.
Yeah. No, it is. It's interesting. And it's interesting how that does play out. Yeah, I don't think there's ever been an equal. You know,
I really can't think of one off the top of my head. Now I don't know all the father-son combinations.
I know people will say like the Guerreros, but when you compare, I'm telling you, when you compare Vladdy Jr. to his father, I really, in my heart of hearts, believe Vladdy is gonna be like modern day Miggy, like Pujols, like those guys are right-handed gods. Like you can Mount Rushmore them from the right.
Vladdy's gonna be way better.
I think Vladdy's gonna be one of those guys.
Vladdy's gonna be way better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Way better. It's not even
how young
he is,
how he hits right now. It's stupid.
Not even gonna be close, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, that's kind of all that's been going on though as far as sports. We did just have the NFL draft. If you want to touch on that real quick, because some things did shake up a little bit.
You know, I thought about. I don't keep up with the NFL like I used to.
It's just honestly, dude.
I catch bits and pieces here and there, but it just doesn't intrigue me as much anymore.
No, and here's why. For me, it's because people throw shit in your face that you don't care about. But I never used to give a fuck about NFL until I started playing fantasy football because I had to.
Mm-hmm.
I like college football better, even though the talent's not as good. It's just you see the kids, they know everything's on the line. They don't want to lose.
Yeah.
But I will say the NFL, man, you got to be elite to be fucking that sport's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, interesting draft for some teams. You know, the Patriots, that team I like. I know everyone hates them, but they they do what they do best and draft people you've never heard of, people that work at supermarkets,
and then win with them.
So we'll see how that plays out for them. I will say, the Cardinals getting Hollywood Brown is pretty freaking significant. Him teaming up with Kyler again, and then DeAndre Hopkins today just popped for some PEDs. So that sucked. But yeah, I think the NFL is such a reckless sport.
I am interested to see what the Niners do with Lance.
Dude, so your dad.
I think that kid's good.
He shoots Niners games because he's a photographer.
Yep.
What's his take on him?
We haven't talked. It's worked at this point for him, and we haven't talked. But like my take, I haven't talked. I have to get his idea or his opinion on that. But I think the kid's, the typical athletic quarterback that can make a difference. And
all we know about him right now is he has a strong arm, is mobile. And the last time we said that about someone, it was Patrick Mahomes.
And that's why I'm kind of like, and he's got a cool name.
Right.
Like he's a quarterback.
You're sitting here as the Niners, not to hate on Jimmy Garoppolo, but it's like he's up for contract. You drafted this kid 3rd overall a year ago. He didn't really play.
Why'd you draft him?
You need to play him.
Why'd you draft him if he's not going to play?
So it's like, or trade him. So it's like, dude, play him. You have Debo who's like, I don't want to be like, you have this Debo drama.
Yeah.
I think you got to fucking start Trey Lance and move on from Jimmy, and it is what it is. But you can't just let that kid not play another year. I just think
that makes no sense. I was expecting him to play last year. I know you had Jimmy, but like you drafted a quarterback 3rd overall.
So high,
This isn't the NBA where rookies come off the bench. Like you take a first rounder, they're starting. They usually start. That first rounder is not coming off. He's not sitting on the sideline. At the top of your depth chart.
Yeah, and it's just that's going to be interesting what the Niners do. Also with Baker Mayfield, how back on quarterback right now. I mean,
disappointed the Raiders doubled down on Carr. I was hoping they just did like a straight up trade or something, or just like, hey, Carr, go home. We'll take Mayfield. But
yeah, because Baker gets money. He doesn't have a cheap contract, so you're not just going to let him ride the pine in a salary cap league. being a backup. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes.
And I think he's a quality quarterback. Like, I think you can win with him.
Dude, I'm not saying this because I'm an Oklahoma fan, but if you look at Baker's career, when he got drafted, he came in, he had success.
Yep.
He's always had weapons, but he's had to deal with shitty head coaching,
yep.
no line protection, and then he's played hurt.
None at all.
This kid has really not been in a good situation, and he's not the only one. You could say that about pretty much any quarterback. The success of quarterbacks is coaching, protection.
A lot goes into it.
A lot goes into it to just being fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Baker gets in a situation with a good coach and a system that's, that wants him, dude. Because his only flaw is, like, if I had to pick one, he does try to do too much. He'll try to make, like, the Winston thing. It's like they'll make throws.
Yeah, they'll make those. Yeah, they're trying to make a play or something.
They want to create. Yeah. They don't like to give up on plays, and that can turn into turnovers. So if you don't like that, and you think he sucks because of that, it is what it is. But I'd take Baker any day. He's tough.
He's tough, man.
I think
you could win with him.
I think you can win with him too. And I think Cleveland didn't have to get rid of him. I know upgrading to Deshaun Watson is, not a bad upgrade. I know he didn't play last season, but that kid's a
baller.
He's pretty freaking special. So
that kid's a baller. He's a quarterback.
You match him up with Nick Chubb in the backfield. I mean,
yep, he's a quarterback.
Cleveland's going to be scary, I think. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting, and the fact that the Colts, I think they trade for like Matt Ryan.
Something like that.
I don't know. The Seahawks were potentially still interested in maybe Baker. The Panthers, but then they're like, no, and all this shit.
Seahawks need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback because Drew Lock kid, he ain't it. The kid from Denver that was in the Russell Wilson trade, which, can we just talk about Russell Wilson getting traded to the fucking Broncos? I just don't care about that. I think he's actually like the best quarterback in the league. This dude just went to Denver. And what's crazy is, dude, I said this a few years ago. I was like, what's crazy about football? You never see quarterbacks. And the last few years, you've seen it like crazy.
Out of here. And remember, Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be. Thought Aaron Rodgers was getting up out of there.
I wanted
with that.
Yeah, I wanted him to, but he ended up getting paid, and he probably just wanted money.
I thought he was going to come to San Francisco too.
Yeah,
and, but who knows, man? NFL, more exciting things like baseball. A lot more exciting things. You got the MLB season getting underway. The Yankees are good.
Oh man, dude,
unreal. They're good. Who else is good? Who else is on a tear right now? There was another team. Who'd you say?
Toronto.
No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Toronto's on a tear. There's somebody else that's on a tear though. Was it Minnesota? Was it Cleveland? Somebody else is on a tear.
Seattle? Think it's Seattle?
I don't think it was Seattle.
The Angels, they're like 14-6, I think. Believe it or not.
I want to look that up so I get it right, actually.
So we don't have dead air. Yankees 16-6, Blue Jays 15-8, LA's 15-9, Seattle 12-10. Oh, the Mets. Mets.
That's yeah. The team I picked to come out. Yeah. Mets are tearing it up. Yeah. The Twins are actually better than I thought too right now.
Fucking Milwaukee, dude. I think they're so trash, and they're fucking like 15-8. It's just unbelievable.
It's just not exciting, is it?
No.
Yeah, it's just not exciting. I hope the Cardinals win that. But yeah, the Mets. Hopefully the Mets hold on because they just can carry this wave out. I think I don't know, and I'm not even the biggest Lindor fan anymore, but I think they got something brewing over there.
He seemed like he kind of centered himself again.
Yeah, I think they got something brewing.
I will say this: I'm facing you in fantasy this week.
Are you? Well, I'm 0-3 because my whole team's hurt. So, good luck.
I'm gonna make you 0-4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who. I hope everybody's hurt. Everybody's day to day. Or
I will say that speaking about the New York teams, I do think they're legit. Mets definitely situated better than Yankees because of starting pitching, but Yanks got a lineup. They're clicking right now. They're creating separation with the Jays. I know it's still so early, but if you go watch the other teams in the AL East, like the Red Sox, Orioles, and Tampa, they're not really playing consistent. So now's the time to make that ground to, really,
and it's
able to weather those ups and downs of the season when you do have those significant injuries or guys need some time off, and you can kind of weather it because of your lead. So
yeah, because your lead. I was about to say, you get that consistency early. It's definitely harder to get on a tear mid-season, in the season, than it is to maintain. And that's why I'm like, the Mets, if they, barring injuries, if they can just maintain, they're good to go. They should come out of there.
Yeah, they got a balanced freaking team, man.
I'm telling you, that pitching staff
built with the pitching, kind of stepping up, get their lineup between power and contact and speed. It's someone was paying attention over there.
They put something together that's like, yeah, we'll be all right.
And man, there was a player I wanted to comment on. There was a team I wanted to comment on. I just lost my train of thought. I don't think it was the Yanks. God, I hate when this happens. Damn.
Not the Yanks, not the Blue Jays, not the Rays.
No. Hopefully it comes back to me. I will say this. I think I'm secretly like a very passionate Cardinals fan. Nolan Arenado's winning MVP this year. I think it's his season. And I'm not just saying that. The guy's won a Gold Glove every time he's played. He's going to win another Gold Glove. So he's going to win the defensive argument. I think he's going to finally put up an offensive year that's acceptable in the writers' eyes. He's always put up great offensive years, consistent with 100 ribbies. But, when you play in Coors Field, apparently you can't hit.
He's off to a hot start, I'd say.
He just got player of the month.
I'll say he's not off to a slow start.
Right, which he usually does start off slow.
Yeah, he does. He's not off to a slow start.
Man, he's standing up straight. He's looking athletic at the plate. And I would love to see him get like 40 bombs, 110 ribbies, 290, win MVP, get about 40 doubles.
That's what I'm hoping
Chris
Bryant pulls out.
Nolan Arenado not having an MVP is just
kind of a joke.
It's a joke. That dude's an MVP caliber player.
That's kind of a joke. Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, who was it? A player, dude? I
know Chris Bryant needs to get better.
He's hurt.
He's got going on.
Yeah, he's hurt, which sucks, man. I really don't want Chris Bryant to be this guy who's just like kind of fades off in the distance.
He's too good.
Because he's way too good. He's way
too
good. Man, I don't know. I mean, the league's interesting right now. Byron Buxton, if this kid stays healthy, for most of the season, but Byron Buxton's going to win AL MVP. Dude.
Yeah, what he's got going on is special.
He just knows he's so good. And honestly, I wouldn't I kind of hope he's taking steroids. Not to say he didn't have that in his game, but like, dude, honestly, when I look at him, he looks jacked. Like his shoulders look fucking wild. And honestly, dude, just because how men are treated in society these days, I kind of want more guys in general just take fucking roids. You know what I mean? Like alpha up.
Yeah, that's true.
But
they need to just allow people to take them.
Byron Buxton, though, all jokes aside, he's the real deal. You saw it last year, and yeah, dude, he can make that run. I know, again, it's a long season, but sorry, he already got special moments, hitting walk-offs, big clutch hits. He's the leader of that team. I'd love to see him win an MVP, considering how much hype there was around him coming up, and it took him a while to have the hitting part click. He always had the defense and the speed, so that'd be pretty cool if he won an MVP.
He should. He's a 5'2" dude. He's he's with. I mean, what is he? I think you told me last time how old he is. How old is he? 20-something, 27, 28?
He's up there, yeah.
Mike Trout is like comparable in terms of ability. If he wanted to, I'm sure he could even steal 40 bags. But
Mike Trout could easily have a 40-40 season. For how much power he has, Mike Trout could literally shit on everyone if he wanted to. If Mike Trout stole bags, he would literally shit on everyone.
Every time.
It wouldn't even be a question. If Mike Trout went back to stealing bases, without a doubt in my mind, like Mike Trout, hands down, best player in the league.
Every time. It wouldn't even
being an average defender. Being an average defender, I'd be like, his ability to just bang pitches, and when he gets on, he's swiping bags. Forget about it.
Very true. Very true.
But that's why
be close.
That's why I'm waiting for. I remembered what I wanted to say. I'll say it in a second. That's why I'm waiting for guys like Tatis to come back, because he is that type of player. He is so aggressive, plays the game so right. And hopefully he's on track to come back at some point, maybe before the All-Star break. That'd be freaking awesome. That NL West is going to be very competitive. Very, very competitive. So love to get him out there as soon as he can.
As soon as he can.
Here's what I wanted to say about this player. I've been following him. Adley Rutschman. He's healthy. He's at AA now. He will arrive very soon.
Should be this year.
No. He's coming this year. They're just because he had this tricep strain or some shit. They're just slowly getting him back to let him get his timing down. But he's at AA. Hopefully he's not there too long, and they fucking shoot him right up.
He should be here this year.
That kid can bang.
Don't hold him back. Get him up there.
And speaking of which, there's actually a prospect, even though he's been on the major league roster last season. There's a prospect right now in an organization doing some pretty ridiculous things in the minors. Is Nolan Gorman for the Cardinals. He has like 10 home runs already, and they need. It's just he's a corner guy. You look at the corners for that team, Arenado and Goldschmidt. You ever really know where to put him. Now you have the DH, but there's no, I feel like, excuses with that kid the way he's been hitting, and he was already one of your top prospects. There's no excuses for why him being a mega call up. I mean, this kid needs to be on the roster. It's time. Let him go get his ABs at the major league level and see what he's made of.
That what we were talking about before when that clock starts for him.
Yeah, it's just so stupid, dude. It really is. It's so freaking silly.
When that clock starts,
I don't even understand it fully, because they're like, if we start him opening day, he's considered a full season. But if we wait a month later, it somehow
because it's the service time. It's like the days equal a year.
So it's very.
So you basically play a full year, but you still haven't played this. You haven't on paper played a full year.
So you can qualify for a rookie, but it still hurts your free agent. Very shady. And honestly, I don't blame any player. I know that fucking pissed off Chris Bryant when the Cubs did that. You want to play, man. You want to play. And
exactly.
Call them up, man. I know the Cardinals are kind of rolling right now, and they'll be relevant. They're in second, few games behind the Brewers, but God, fans want to see their players you hype up so much. I mean, another scenario is, I have nothing against the kid, but he hasn't done anything. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Bobby Dahlbach for the Red Sox. I mean, I think it's time to start losing ABs. They have this kid in their system, this left-handed first baseman, Tristan Casas, who everyone wants to fucking, Gluck 9,000 and fucking just bring him up, dude. Your team fucking sucks right now. You have no momentum. You have no catalyst. Bring up a young bat, see if they create a spark. You know what I mean? It's like, the fuck?
What you got to lose other than time?
Because you're running out of time, especially when you have teams winning in your division. When shit's going like this, you don't. It really just
becomes a business decision. Like it's not even about a competitive decision.
Yeah, and
in my mind, I don't know. I mean, it depends on who's calling that shot too. Because I do think sometimes people in position that think like that, like, hey, let's bring this kid up here, might spark something. Sometimes people make that decision. Sometimes people are just like, nah, we don't want to start that yet. I know we suck right now, but we want to maintain control over that prospect. So,
yeah. Well, I'm in the business of winning, so my phone call will go, hey, we're trying to win. We fucking suck right now. So tell Tristan he's going to wherever they're going. He'll be in Boston tomorrow. Oh, and I know I'm not the head coach, but he's starting. I will.
Dahlbach had a good spring though, didn't he?
He did, and he came on strong last year. But it's just, again, it's.
I give him a short leash. Gotta give him a chance.
I know you don't want to short leash him, but I've watched a lot of them this April, and I was very proactive saying if that team is around 500, give or take some games, and not in bad shape, but their pitching has shown no promise. So I'm sitting here like, okay, the lineup isn't clicking yet. You don't really want to pin it on anyone, but it's like, who can you kind of maybe move in and out to kind of try something new? He's someone. I'm not saying you have to just completely take away all of his ABs, but maybe you can shake some shit up. Or you tell him like, yo, you got to go play left field or some shit. You know what I mean? Like just
that might help him.
Because I actually do like Bobby Dahlbeck. But at this point, he could be an odd man out just based on numbers. So I don't know. We'll see. It's still too early. It's still a lot of games, but I do think that team specifically, there's a few other teams, like even the Rays need to play with a sense of urgency, you know, like I know it's only May, but dude, you start saying, oh, it's only June and you're still like fucking
look up and then it's August.
And then it's exactly. And then it's August 20th and you're fucking 7.5 back and you're like, shit, we don't play this team enough.
Exactly.
So that's why I think some teams should be thinking about making some moves, especially with some of their prospects, without a doubt, man. Which I wanted to comment on this too. I would love to see in baseball. I know this would never happen, specifically with the college players. Dude, if you get fucking drafted, you're a college player, dude, you're going right to fucking wherever. And then the following year, you're on the major league roster. Like there's just no waiting around because you get drafted in June, you go right to fucking camp. Like go do what you got to do and then just right to the bigs. I know it'll never happen, but
yeah, I wish. I think it would make the game a lot more exciting. Make the game younger, funner.
And you'd want to
word,
draft because you'd be like, oh, I know this kid's gonna.
That's what I'm saying. You'd be like, oh, I just fought. Now you're like, oh, when did this kid? Like guys come up now. For example, there's people that don't even know Torkelson was drafted in 2020.
Yeah, they're like, oh, was he just picked up? It's like, no, he was drafted 2 years ago. You're like, damn, it took him that long to get there.
That long? That's always been a thing that I thought has hurt baseball because you have to understand that process. It's propelled other sports where rookies, prospects impact the league, not just the team, they impact the league immediately. And I think baseball, you could allow for that to happen. Right now, it's just a choice not to, because I mean, look, you can't tell me that they gotta catch up to speed or they gotta get there at best. There's guys in college that are facing 105 apparently.
Oh yeah, the kid from Tennessee.
Like,
I don't believe any of that.
You know what I mean? Like, there's guys that are facing already high velocity pitching. They're learning how to hit at that level, and the arms are getting to the bigs at the same time. So when you draft a pitcher, throw him up there. He'll be playing a guy he just faced in the College World Series like a year ago.
Yep.
But what are you gonna do? I mean, of course, you're not gonna do that with a high schooler because they usually physically just can't.
Yeah.
You know, but if a guy's ready, like you said, just send him there, get him going right away. Be better for the game, in my opinion.
Oh no,
could be reckless. Could be reckless, but could be a lot better for the game.
Way better. It'd be better for the players too. You'll know right away this kid can play or he can't.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, you're just bullshitting a kid's career when they're just sitting in AA picking apart pitching.
Yeah, wasting people's time.
Wasting time, man. Let's get to the action, dude. Let's get to the juice. You know,
right away.
But yeah, so far so good. No, not to shout out the chain smokers, but yeah, a lot of I'd say, you know, not too much of a surprise from what we kind of thought with how things would start out the gate for the MLB season. But I will say it seems like there's a lot of pitchers hurt. You know, gotta get these
wins. I don't know what you would blame that on, or
I'm not trying to blame anything. Although I do find it interesting because I do believe MLB just fucks with their baseballs and doesn't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Players are not happy with the baseballs right now.
MLB wants long balls.
But
MLB wants home runs.
But apparently it's fucking up like the grip or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They want home runs, and like where they're fucking up is that like, so apparently they're juicing balls. Juicing balls so that, you know, they go farther. I'm sure pitchers can tell. I don't even know what juicing balls means, but I do know that offense in the MLB sells more than perfect games. And if they can enhance balls flying out the ballpark, that's what they're doing.
Well, if they want to do that, just fucking tell pitchers to not be bitches and throw fastballs majority of the fucking game. Because they throw way too many off-speed pitches to weak hitters.
Unnecessary. They don't challenge. You're right. They don't challenge guys at all.
Challenge guys. But anyways, remember when speaking of baseballs, remember when the Colorado Rockies like years ago got caught for like putting their baseballs in a humidor? They were like deadening the balls, and they got called out, and MLB was probably just like, oh shit, like they definitely can't do that, so we're just gonna fucking broom this and just be like, oh no, it's fine.
Nah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You can dead the baseballs. Everyone deads the baseballs. The Yankees dead the baseballs. The Yankees like, we don't dead the baseballs.
No, we don't.
We look at cameras to cheat.
No, we don't.
But yeah, remember that though? That was insane. They used to put their fucking. They used to try to. I don't know if it worked, but they used to try to fucking. They used to put their game balls like boxes just in the fucking
humidifier. Yep.
Humidifiers. Try to dead the. That's crazy, dude. You know, they didn't get too much flack for that.
Yeah, it kind of just went away.
Just went away.
Like it never happened.
Never happened, you know. But I also find it interesting. We can wrap it up. Pretty sure it's official now that the Yankees, Red Sox, and Astros were all using cameras and live feeds that steal signs.
Dude, I know we weren't doing this. I know we weren't like doing this little podcast thing and it was still just on the phone call when this whole Astro thing came out. But I know for a fact that I was like, hey, if they were doing it, they weren't the only ones doing it.
No, that's a fact. Every team's doing it. But my point is they made such a big deal about this when it first broke with the Astros and shit, and now they actually have like proof that it was other teams too, and it's not being blasted everywhere.
You had all these other teams and players speaking out like, oh, I can't believe they did this and the third. And it's like, oh
yeah. And we do need to comment on this. Trevor Bauer.
All right, so I don't even know the complete ins and outs. I know he was accused of, was it sexually harassing some multiple females?
So there's one girl. I guess more girls have come forward to be like, I have proof. One girl, she wanted him to do, dirty things in their relationship in the bedroom, physical dirty things, and he did. And then she, I guess, I don't know, made a situation about it. But I guess they have. Again, I'm not super familiar, but I guess other girls are kind of like saying, oh yeah, he's this, he's that, all this. And I'm just like, again,
I know this is real touchy for people. I always think it's interesting. I know it's all, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
My thing is though, is if they're not being sent away, I can understand if they're under like a lawsuit and they're going to court and you want to suspend them for that, like indefinite suspension because they're in court and you don't know what the fuck's going on. Cool. But if there's no active lawsuit, who cares about the allegations? You can't just fucking suspend someone. And if whatever party doesn't want to continue pressing charges no matter circumstance, you're just not going to let someone fucking play. Like, dude, that's insane to me. And I absolutely know that, I am going to have to draw a line to be like, to make it clear that it's like, well, yeah, obviously if there was like someone hurting children and taking advantage of kids, whole different scenario, so but when it comes to just situations among adults, that's keeping it adults. If the adult party is like, I consented, now I'm upset.
Yeah. It's strange that they suspended him for so long. And it's strange, like you said, that they suspended him at all.
Yeah.
I want to say this the right way in the sense that it's always interesting to me that there's usually one accuser, then there's multiple accusers. And I know I've had conversations. I know that people are like, well, usually people are afraid at first and they gain courage when someone else speaks up. And so they decide to join that conversation. Cool. That could be true. Sure. You didn't have the courage to be by yourself or, stand alone on a situation or an issue, which a lot of people don't. Some people don't stand on things when they're the only one standing on it. I think the interesting thing is like the league choosing what side to basically stand on. without any definite outcome. What happens if he's proven innocent in this and he just got suspended for 2 years?
Well, it sounds like they're going to keep him suspended for 2 years. It doesn't matter about the law.
My point, who's right or wrong? If this gets proven innocent in a court of law, why was he suspended?
Dude, I'm telling you.
And my thing is, the issue there is, he's suspended because right now this is an allegation. So it's no longer innocent until proven guilty.
Not right. I'm telling you, dude.
You're just like, somebody said you did this, so you can't play until we know for sure. Like, well, wait a minute, because they still get to go to work.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, again, I'm not trying to condone the actions of things that happen with people.
But the process is wrong.
Right. So for instance, it's like, so let me go to your work and accuse you of something. Now your work just fires you.
Yeah. But I still get to go to work. I'm the accuser. I still get to go to work until we go to, and then we go to court.
That's insane. That's what I'm saying.
I just think that's crazy. And again, we had this conversation briefly before. Like, it's this like, you got to pick the right side to stand on, the righteous side to stand on. There's no conversation there.
Dude, I don't even care if there's physical evidence. Like, for instance, I know what Ray Rice did was horrible. That was caught on film. But it's like, if that person in that party, that woman, was like, yeah, I don't want to I know what he did was absolutely wrong and I can get him in a lot of trouble, but I don't want to pursue it. Why does the NFL now have to suspend him based on, you know what I mean? I just think,
well, I don't know this. I don't know. And this also might be why the MLB suspended. I don't know. There might be code
of conduct or something.
Conducts, policies, etc. That you within the union that you enter into, which I'm sure there is. But right. my thing is that there is no physical evidence that we know of, right, in this Bauer case, and these are allegations, and he's just out of work. Like, he can't.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And working
that to me is strange.
And working in America, you still be able to work. That's why.
I think that's strange. But
so when people hate athletes because they're not held to a higher standard, I'm like, no, that's a
high standard right there.
They are held to, because you can just make an allegation about them and they can lose their fucking playing career.
Yep. Yeah, and 2 years is a long time. Right now,
like, oh, you touched me, and not shit's gonna happen to you
until that's like settled.
You know? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm I guess I don't know. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, me either.
You know, like I said, when it's between consenting adults, obviously, if you're fucking hurting kids, there's a very warm place for people that do that. But yeah, we could wrap this up. Been a nice little convo.
Yeah, always good to chat, man.
I'll be going away for the next few days. I'm gonna go to Mexico.
Oh, that's right. Cinco de Mayo is Friday.
I'm
Let me know how it is.
I'm allowed to go there. There.
I'll be trailing your tail there. And when you leaving?
I'll be going Wednesday. So if everything goes according to plan, this episode will be out before I leave. I can do a trip recap. I'll let you know my experience. I'm just going to go right to Cancun, stay for a few nights, look at the stars, and enjoy some nice warm weather.
I'll be there 14 days after you. Let me know how it is. Let me know if the moon has another side. Let me know if the earth is round or flat.
Yep.
Yeah, let me know. I'll be there in 14 days.
Speaking of which, dude, if you want to talk about little comments like that and talk about your shirt, dude, I'm so dead ass, dude. Dude, I'm so dead ass.
I forgot I had this shirt on.
Yeah, hold on, real quick. Dying on a Hill. This is what it is. I think there's a lot of places that about like millions of people need to come together and raid, like the Vatican. I think we need to get like a whole nation, like just millions of people with like ships, airplanes, just fucking oxes, Oregon Trail style, dude. We got to invade Antarctica. We need to invade Antarctica, dude. We need to get up on that fucking wall, man. And we need to march.
It's the wall. It's the wall from Game of Thrones.
And we need to fucking march past that motherfucker. Because we got to see what's going on over there. I'm telling you, dude. That's the fucking thing people should be fucking all about.
That's outer space over there, man.
That's outer space.
That's outer space. That's where all the aliens are. That's how you know they exist. That's where everything is, man. Honestly, when you make enough money, you probably are allowed to go there for the resources.
Yeah, for the resource. That's what I'm saying. When people are like, "Oh, what are you trying to do this week?" I'm like, "Bro, invade Antarctica."
I go to Antarctica.
About it, like, let's go. Like, we've done some fun things in life. Now let's take it up another notch. Let's go to Antarctica. It's
that's
a cool place.
That should happen.
Unintended.
That should happen.
That's my serious joke that I got down on. Invade Antarctica.
Well, I'll give you one. I'll die on the hill that my shirt's not even real. Like what my shirt represents isn't real. These people. Now I've still been going back and forth. I don't want to get on a complete rant because we're wrapping this up, but we'll touch on it when we get back from Mexico. I don't know how they involve so many people that can attest to like the actuality of what they do, how they operate, or their even existence. But I don't even believe they exist. I think they're like
just military funding.
Yeah, like I don't even think that there's I can't even find the words for it because it's a facade. I really think it's a facade.
It is. It's theater. I'm gonna throw this out to you because this is a fact. Now I'm gonna just ballpark this number because it changes per year. But last year's budget was between. This is per day NASA. Now people get mad at Elon Musk for spending $44 billion on Twitter, and you want to get rid. You want the government to do all these great things. Here's one for you. Defund NASA. Their daily budget is over $58 million a day.
What do they do on a daily?
What do
they use 58? For you 58 million. Exactly. 58 million?
Ain't going to space.
58 million a day. You don't have that many space missions. You don't need, like, what do you do?
I don't even.
What do you do for 58 million a day? How do you spend 58 million a day?
Dude.
What are you doing? Their daily budget is like some highest paid entertainers and athletes' career earning. What was that thing that we talked about last week? Marshawn Lynch made like 54 million in his career. NASA spends that in a day.
Apparently. That's their budget, man. Yeah. That's that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That's fun. We'll definitely we got to get my cousin Doug on here for that. He'll enjoy that conversation.
We got some people. We have some fun combos, man. I know some people. I'm gonna come on with just a disguise, like googly glasses. But yeah, man. Until next time.
All right. Yeah.
Why can't we be friends?